Welcome to Self-Care Talk with Rosalind. It's time to rise in self-care, walk with confidence, and live out loud. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Self-Care by Rosalind.
Welcome to Self-Care Talk with Rosalind. I have my wonderful husband here today, representing for the men, Daviston Benson. How are you doing today, Daviston?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you for coming. So tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and where you at in your life right now.
I'm 40 years old, from Atlanta, Georgia. Father of two beautiful children, married to Rosalind, and I do commercial refrigeration, and right now just enjoying life with my family. Enjoying every day.
That's good. That's good. These days and time, we can't just exist in this world. We have to live our best lives. We have to live our best life.
That's
So
right.
today, I wanted to welcome Daviston on to Self-Care Talk with Rosalind because we wanted to elaborate more of self-care for men. The side that nobody really talk about with the men. So Daviston, do you believe that men deserve to dive into the self-care like the women?
Yeah, most definitely. When you say like the women, yeah, in our own capacity for sure. You know what I mean? Guys deserve to take care of themselves mentally, physically, spiritually, and every other aspect also. You know what I mean? So I don't think that guys have to be ashamed to especially take care of themselves in the physical sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cause a lot of men don't like to express that type of feeling. Like you say to some men, like, "Oh, get your nails done." They be like, "What? Get my nail done? I'm a man."
Right.
But I have seen some men when I'm in the nail salon that they're actually in there getting their hands and their toes done. But do you think that's something that you can actually do and feel comfortable doing?
Well, I haven't to this date. I haven't. I've never done that, but I don't feel like no, it's not an issue. Like I say, everyone deserves to take care of themselves. Nobody needs to be walking around with bad nails or anything like that, bad feet, bad hands. So yeah, I believe it's something that's that I could yeah, I can do it. To answer that question, yes, I could do it.
Okay. And what does self-care look like for you?
Self care in a self care to me looks like me waking up on a Saturday after being well rested, waking up, good morning to everybody, getting me some good coffee, start my day with a coffee, going to the barbershop, getting my hair cut, you know, things of that nature, maybe doing a little walk if I can to look out for my physical health, but just things of that nature. And I enjoy listening to music also. That's a part of my self care and personal.
Okay. And we all know he loves his music. Definitely. Because we can hear him a block away when we know he's coming because he have the music blasting. And I'm like, can you hear now? You're getting a little older. Your little eardrums, you won't be able to hear.
We're knocking pictures off the wall.
Knocking pictures off the wall. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You busting out windows in folks' cars. How about that one?
Right.
But what happened when men don't practice self-care? What do you think their mental capacity is, and how you think that it can affect them if they don't practice self-care?
The crash out.
Crash out.
You'll soon see a guy possibly crash out. You know what I mean? Like I say, if you're not taking care of your mental health, you'll let all the things that work, relationship, family, that's family. I mean, your children and things like that. And also like your cousins and immediate family, things of that nature can create pressure. And men also, I think that most men have a pressure of just excelling and succeeding that and carrying the family. So if we don't decompress in some type of way, as I say, you will see a guy that's very angry, upset, and that will possibly, like I say, crash out. Not saying that he'll be a danger to anybody, but probably just an upset type of fella.
Just upset,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's a good one. And you know what? A lot of men, they do have a lot of pressure on them. Do you feel like you have a lot of pressure on you as a man to, keep the house running, and still keeping that stable mindset, that mental
Right.
status together? Do you think like
Hmm.
it's a lot of pressure on you?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, but it's warranted though. If you like, when you're a man like me, you kind of you welcome the pressure. You understand that the normalcy of life is always going to be some pressure to it. It's always going to be problems. So you just have to learn to be a problem solver. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
like I say, just realize that that's a normal condition, and when you don't let those pressures bog you down, then in return, you are a stronger leader for your family because you're not stressed and brought down by all the environmental, pressure.
Okay, okay. How do you cope with a lot of pressure? How do you cope? I know you say you do a lot of things with self care, like blasting your music, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but how do you cope?
Well, the way I cope, I would say it all comes down to my core values, my upbringing, and just the way that I was raised. Because being raised in the Christian church gave me the foundation to always have faith that things will work out for the better and for the good of God. So at the end of the day, I think my faith is the most powerful thing that keeps me grounded. And you know me, I'm not the holy roller, the churchy type of person, but my personal relationship with God is strong,
Yeah.
and I always keep Him close to me, and that's what keeps me grounded, along with just like I said, my music, my family, and just keeping in mind what's important.
Okay, okay. And I kind of like that, because they kind of wrap around spiritual self care.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual self care can be meditation, prayer, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good example. Now, when it comes to the men, I know a lot of men, they don't show a lot of emotions. I have heard some men be like, we don't cry, don't show no type of emotion, hide those emotions. Do you think men should be able to express their feelings?
Yeah, most definitely. But it's a time and a place for everything. As a man, you do need to maintain your masculine frame, and you don't need to be. No, you don't necessarily need to be crying in any public situations and scenarios. If you do, it's understood because just like they say, good people don't die. They say good men, real men don't cry. But we know that both sayings are untrue. So yeah, men should be able to express themselves emotionally anytime that they feel. But remember that we are men and we should guard that certain emotions so that we can remain strong for the ones around us who depending on us.
That's good. I love to hear that. Also, let's elaborate back on what you just said. So, if you're trying to hold and be strong for everyone else, what about yourself? If you're trying to be strong for everybody else and you bringing in all of that weight for everybody else and
Right.
trying to hold everything together, when would you be able to release that? When, like, because it's a burden. Like, it can be a burden, but sometimes it's like when your emotions can be all over the place, you can't help where you cry,
Right.
or when you cry,
Right.
because if someone, for example, if a guy just got a phone call about one of his closest family member or friends that had a tragic situation,
Right.
you don't think he should cry immediately? You think he should wait till he get to a quiet place to cry, or he should be able to express himself
Well,
right then and
nah,
there?
because no, like I'll elaborate. Because emotions are raw and they're authentic. So in certain situations, you're not going to be able to control your emotions.
That's
You
true.
know what I mean? But that is what you call emotional intelligence, being able to gauge to just manage your emotions and not let them be wild. But as we both as we want to be clear to everyone that no, it's okay for a man to cry. You know what I mean? If there's a situation where your emotions get where your emotions are overwhelming, then by God you need to cry. Sometimes there's no better thing than crying. But yeah, so we don't want to, we definitely want to dispel any beliefs that men shouldn't cry. No, you can, but just,
Time and place for it all,
right,
you
right,
say?
right.
Okay. What piece of advice would you give men that isn't practicing self-care? What type of advice would you give someone that just not practicing self-care right now?
Mm, I would say if you're not practicing self care, I would advise that you do because it's something that's really relaxing. It builds self esteem. You know what I mean? It it, it builds a you get like a better bond with just the people around you because people do kind of I don't know they kind of judge you off just of your appearance, your emotional like type of state and things like that. And if you practice self care, I think you'll find yourself in a better place all around, which will in turn, bring a more positive energy back towards you.
Definitely, definitely. Self care can definitely bring that positivity towards your way. Now, when it comes to the positivity, wrapped around the self care portion, I highly recommend it. I
Mm-hmm.
really highly recommend it. Um, Daviston, when it comes to self care, what does setting boundaries look like for you?
Setting boundaries, there's just it's simple as that. Letting people know what you will accept and what you won't accept. You know, setting boundaries is something that it's tough because people that you love sometimes feel that when you're setting boundaries that you're like trying to deprive them or some of something maybe a part of you or that you're trying to just be controlling. But in all actuality, if you don't set boundaries, then people will usually they'll at the end of the day they'll run over you, and it won't be because they're trying to. It's because you're letting them, and they don't know the difference.
Exactly, exactly. Because setting those boundaries really, really play a crucial part in your lives. Because, like you said, if you don't set those boundaries, people will run all over you. They take advantage of you. I know I have seen some incidents where, before I actually start setting my boundaries, I'm like, they'll call, hey, Shirazan, can you do this for me? Yeah, sure, why not? And it's like, now it's like repeating. Like, it's a
Mm-hmm.
repeating cycle. And I'm like, okay, you have nobody else in your life? You have nobody else in
Right,
your life. You have
right.
no more
What would you
friends.
do if I wasn't
Yeah,
available? What would you
exactly.
do?
You have no one. It's just you on this earth, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But yeah, once it started getting to that point, because I don't mind helping, but when it started to become repetitive, I'm like, no. At this point, no,
Right. That's
because it's
understandable.
because sometimes we say yes when we actually want to
Right.
say no.
Because guess what? Saying no to someone else is saying yes to yourself. Because
Exactly.
a lot of times, like you said, we say yes, but we don't want to say yes. So what are you doing then? You're
Exactly.
denying yourself what you really want, and that's to
true.
say no.
That is so true.
Exactly.
Have you ever felt like when you said no to someone, it made you feel some type of way just because you had to say
Yeah,
no?
in a moment of honesty, yeah, I just tell the truth. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to say no to people because I just try to do what I can to help others around me. So certain times, certain people, it's hard to say no. You know what I mean? Certain times, sometimes, but you know, I do what I must.
Speaking of, since we're actually married, speaking of self care in a marriage or a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
what does self care look like?
Oh man, that's a good one right there because self care in a relationship or a marriage can sometimes can look like it can look like giving, it can look like caring, it can look like you're being selfless, but sometimes in a relationship, doing things for your significant other is the thing that gives you gratification. It is the thing that makes you happy. So it's like saying, just for instance, in a relationship, you could be like, oh baby, I see you've been working all day. Let me cook dinner for you tonight. You know what I mean? And like so, it's like
You cook?
I put my foot in there. Stop playing. But it's just giving a scenario.
Do
So-
you cook?
So just
Okay.
giving a scenario, you just giving your significant other a break or something like
Yeah.
that. Cause it seems like it seems like you're doing it for them, but you're actually doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because doing it, making them happy, makes you happy. And I think in relationships, a lot of self care, it looks like that, and a lot of times, and also, it looks like maybe sometimes it can look like inadvertently it can look like maybe a little bit of selfishness, like, hey, I'm gonna go pamper myself. Like this is like almost like some. Not saying that you do this all the time, but so you might.
So what you trying to say, Daviston?
I'm going to the beauty, nail shop. I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to do all these type of things. It seems selfish, but in all actuality, you need those things.
Mm-hmm.
You want those things to make yourself feel better, so you can continue, to be a high performer.
Right. And I tell them all the time, like, when I'm writing in my journal, give me space. Give me my space. I literally will catch a fit. Stop opening my door. I'm writing in my journal.
So that's for y'all out there who see, you see she got the journal for sale. Don't think she don't journal all day. I've been watching this lady journal for 20-something years.
I love to write. It's manifestation. I love to write. Exactly. I love to write.
And I love it for you too.
Thank you. So I enjoyed the talk with you. So let's dive a little deeper with Daviston. So we're about to play a game called Who's the Problem? Who y'all think the problem? Him or me? All right, you guys, welcome back. Let's see who's the problem. I'm going to ask Daviston a question, and he has to write either me or him is the problem. But we all know that, those answers are going to be him. So let's carry on.
Right.
The first question is, one person says, I'm fine, but starts acting distant. Who is the problem? One person says, I'm fine, but start acting distant. Who y'all think he would say?
Hold on, I gotta write this bigger.
What's the... Hey, if it's bigger, it better be him.
For the people.
No way. Oh, you trying to say I act funny? I be acting funny?
Like a comedian, for sure.
Like a comedian.
All day.
Look, I am a Gemini. You get Dana or Shiraz. Which one do you want today?
Shiloh said it must be two sides.
Next one. One person wants to talk everything out. The other needs silence. Who's the problem? One person wants to talk everything out. The other person needs silence. Who's the problem?
Oh, I got you. It says the talker. The talker is the problem. We need a moment of silence. If someone doesn't want to talk right now.
So who would the problem be, me or you?
Who would the problem? Who would it be?
Yeah, who would the problem be?
So in that situation, who wants to talk and who don't want to talk? It would be, I can't say because I know I'm the one who want to talk and you the one who want the distance.
So who's the problem? Obviously it's you. So can you write you on that thing?
Hey, I ain't never the problem though.
Okay. See? Do you see what I'm talking about? He's saying...
She forced that answer, y'all.
No, I didn't. It's the truth. The truth.
I
promise you, it's the truth.
No, you did. I should have wrote help me on that.
I know you did. Okay, so the next one. One person is stressed while the other one keeps joking. Who is the problem? One person is stressed while the other person keeps joking. Who's the problem?
You.
No way. He loves to joke when I'm serious. Like he always joking. I be like that. I think that make me even upset. Like I'm serious here.
She the problem.
No way. All right, next one. One person bring up old arguments all the time. Who's the problem?
Woo! Have I wrote me only one time, right? Oh man.
Don't do me on this podcast.
Nah.
Who's the problem?
For real. I was gonna write Back to the Future, but it's Miss Back to the Future over here. It's you.
Okay. Gosh, I got you.
I'm still forgiving stuff I did back 20 years ago. when I was
Oh, I don't
19.
forget nothing, okay? Look, 18 years ago, hey, I remember exactly how it happened.
Hey, I love it though.
One person wants space but gets mad when the other one actually gives them the space. Who's the problem?
Who's what?
One person wants space but gets mad when the other person actually gives them the space. Who's the problem? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tick.
I'm gonna say
tick, tick.
me.
Okay. Finally, he telling the truth. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we got a couple more. One person communicate calmly, the other person get defensive. Who's the problem? One person communicate calmly, which is myself. The other person get defensive.
I don't like your questions. I don't even like your questions. To be honest.
You did? Oh, no way. No way. Oh, really?
Hey.
So you just so calm.
You asked me for my answers, right? This my answer.
Okay, I got you.
All
Okay,
right,
so the last one. One person say, let's save money, but keep ordering food. Who's the problem?
Dabbling.
Dabbling?
Yeah, she do all order food.
But it's between you and I.
But I can throw her.
Dabbling, you hear this, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do my daughter.
Who the one?
Yeah, who's the problem?
It's you. You the one ordering food all day.
Let's see who you wrote.
I hope they understand.
Oh,
Just
wow. He put one thing. You
One
is some
big you.
serious. You is
One
some
big
serious. Okay. Let's be honest here.
Okay.
And don't you lie on this podcast.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I want you to say it with your chest.
Yes, ma'am.
You the problem.
I am the problem.
Yay! See, that's why we need
the problem.
See, that's why we need therapy and snacks. That concludes our podcast with Daviston. So thank you so much, Daviston, for being a part of this podcast.
I enjoyed it.
Woo!